Hello friends, welcome back in my another lecture in the series of lectures in probability and statistics. Today I am going to solve some more problems on correlation coefficient. So number 1, a computer while calculating correlation coefficient between two variables or variate x and y from 25 pairs of observation obtain the following result. N is given, summation x is given, summation y, summation x square, summation y square and summation xy value is 508. If was however later discovered at the time of checking that he had copied two pairs as this while the correct values were this. Obtained the correct values of correlation coefficient. It means first of all we have to correct all of these summation x, summation y, summation x square, summation y square, summation xy. So here correct summation x, correct summation x. This is given to be 125. So 125. These are the wrong pairs. From here we have to subtract these values 6 and 8. 6 and 8. These are the correct values and we have to add these 8 and 6. Similarly, correct summation y. Summation y is given to be 100. From here we have to subtract these incorrect values 14 and 6 and these are the correct values 12 and 8. These we have to subtract and these we have to add. Correct summation x square, this is given to be 650. From here we have to subtract 6 square 8 square, 6 square 8 square and have to add 8 square 6 square. Here correct summation y square, this is given to be 460. From here we have to subtract 14 square and 6 square, these are the incorrect value and these are the correct values, and this is 12 square 8 square. And finally correct summation xy, this is given to be 508. From here xy means corresponding multiplication, 6 into 14 minus 8 into 6 and we have to add these values 8 into 12 plus 6 into 8, corresponding multiplication 6 into 8. If you solve this, this is still 125, these cancel each other, this on simplification is still 100 because this is 20, this is minus 20 plus 20, then this will come out to be 650 because these cancel each other, and this will come out to be 436 after simplification, and this will come out to be 520. So these are the incorrect value and these are the correct value. In this way we have corrected all summation x, summation y, summation x square and summation xy. Also n is given to be 25, therefore x bar means summation x upon n, y bar summation y upon n, summation x. Now the correct value is 125 divided by 25 summation y, 100 divided by 25. From here this is 5 and this is 4. Also covariance between x and y, we know this formula, this is 1 upon n summation xy minus x bar y bar, substitute the values, summation xy, this is 520 divided by 25, x bar y bar, this is 5 and 4 as calculated here, which on simplification will come out to be 4 divided by 5, and variance with respect to x, this is 1 upon n, we know this formula, summation x square minus x bar square, variance with respect to y, variance with respect to y, this is 1 upon n summation y square minus y bar square, 1 up, summation x square is 650 divided by 25 minus x bar 5 square, and which on simplification will come out to be 1, and summation y square is 436 divided by 25 y bar is 4, so 4 square, which on simplification will come out to be 36 divided by 25. Hence correct correlation coefficient between x and y This is covariance between x and y divided by standard deviation with respect to x, standard deviation with respect to y. Let us suppose this to be 1 and this to be 2. Substitute the values here. Covariance, this is 4 upon 5. This is variance with respect to x, so standard deviation from here will be square root of 1. Similarly, this is variance with respect to y, so standard deviation of this will be square root of 36 upon 25, and which on simplification will come out to be 2 upon 3, and which is further equal to 0.67. so this is what we want to find, the correct value of correlation coefficient. This is the question number 1. Now come to question number, this is question number 2. Two variables x and y are connected by this equation. Prove that correlation coefficient between them r is -1 if signs of a b are alike and +1 if they are of different. Given, what is given? ax plus b capital Y plus c is equal to 0. Taking e of both sides, so this implies expected value of ax plus b by plus c is equal to e of 0. This implies, since we know this result, e of ax plus b, this is a time e of x plus b. Constant is outside into expected value of x. So similarly, a is constant, this is expected value of x, b is constant, expected value of y, and expected value of c is c itself, and this is 0 itself. Let us put this to be 1. This implies a e of x plus b e of y. Substitute the value of c from here. Value of c from here is minus time from here ax minus b by is equal to 0 since of 1. By substituting the value of c from here, c from here is this one, so this further can be transfer all the term to right hand side. So this will be ax plus b by minus a e of x minus b e of y is equal to 0. This further implies a is common, x minus e of x. Similarly, b is common, by minus e of y is equal to 0. This further implies x minus e of x, this will be equal to minus b upon a time by minus e of y. Let us put this to be number 2. Now we know covariance between x and y. This is expected value of x minus e of x into by minus e of y. Substitute the value of this one. This will be minus b upon a by minus e by minus e by. This is by minus e of y whole square. This is since of equation 2. Substitute the value x minus e of x from here. So this again, this result minus b upon a is constant. So because of this result, minus b upon a is constant. Rest is expected value of by minus e of y whole square. And this is clear by definition of x variance. This is variance with respect to y. Variance with respect to y. Since sigma, we know this type of result, sigma x square is expected value of x minus e of x whole square. So instead of x there is y. So this is actually the formula, variance with respect to y. Let us put this to be number 3. Also variance with respect to x, this is e of x minus e of x whole square. This further equal to e of substitute value x minus e of x from here. Its square will be b square upon a square, and next is by minus e of y whole square since of equation 2. From here substitute value x minus e of x from here. B square upon a square is constant, b square upon a square is constant. Next rest is e of by minus e of y whole square. Again by definition this is b square upon a square, and this is variance with respect to y. Right, let us put this to be question number 4. Thus are covariance between x and y, sorry, correlation coefficient between x and y. This is covariance between x and y, standard deviation with respect to x, standard deviation with respect to y. Covariance from question this one, minus b upon a, variance with respect to y, whole divided by sigma x. Variance with respect to x is this one, so standard deviation of this variance will be b upon a into sigma y, this one, into sigma y is already there since of question number 3 and 4. Actually from equation 4, variance with respect to x is given, so standard deviation of this will be, from this question, standard deviation with respect to x will be square root of b square upon a square sigma by whole square. So this can be written as modulus of ab and into sigma y. So substituting here, so this is actually minus b upon a upon modulus of b upon a sigma y square and sigma y square, and which is equal to 1 plus 1. In fact, if a and b are of opposite sign, this is clear. If a and b are of opposite sign, suppose a is positive, b is negative, so this minus will be plus, and this will be minus 1 if a and b are of same sign. If a and b are same, if both a and b are positive, then this minus will retain. If both a and b are negative, then this minus will again retain, and just cancel, and this is minus 1. So this is what we want to prove. Question number 2. Now come to the 3. In this question we have to prove two results. If z is equal to, in proof way given in first part, this is given z is equal to ax plus b by, this is given. So taking e of both sides, so this implies e of z will be equal to e of ax plus by. So which can be written as a is constant e of x plus b is constant e of by. Because of this result, e of ax plus b, this is equal to a time e of x plus b. Because of this result, now difference of these two, now z minus e of z, this question minus this question, so this will be between these two, a is constant, so this is x minus e of x. Similarly between these two terms, b is common, by minus e of y. This is the difference of these two equations. Now squaring both sides, this is z minus e of z whole square, so this will be a plus b whole square, a square x minus e of x, this is a square, plus b square by minus e of y, plus 2ab x minus e of x into by minus e of y, a square plus b square plus 2ab. Now again taking e of both sides, so this will be expected value of z minus e of z whole square, a square is constant, this will be expected value of x minus e of x whole square. Similarly b square is constant, so this will be expected value of by minus e of y whole square. Similarly here 2ab is constant, and rest will be expected value of x minus e of x into by minus e of by bracket close. This is by taking the expected value of both sides. Again because a square, b square and 2ab are constant, so because of this result we will get this type of result. Clearly by definition, this is variance with respect to z, this is a square, this is variance with respect to y, sorry x, this is variance with respect to x, b square, this is variance with respect to y by definition, plus 2ab, and this is covariance by definition, covariance with respect to x and y by definition of variance. Difference is only here, variable is z, here variable is x, here variable is y, and this expected value of product x minus ex by 1 is by definition covariance between x and y, again which is further equal to a square variance with respect to x, b square variance with respect to y, plus 2ab, since we know this result, r is equal to covariance between x and y divided by standard deviation with respect to x, standard deviation with respect to y. So covariance from here will be r sigma x sigma y, sigma x sigma y, because of this result. This is what we want to prove. This is proof of first part, which is proof, Let us put this to be equation 1. Now come to the second part, b. In second part we have to prove that r correlation coefficient between x and y is this one. Prove this part from equation 1. From 1, so find the value of r from here. So r we have, this is sigma z square, this is a square sigma x square, b square sigma y square, 2abr sigma x sigma y. From here r will be, this is sigma z square minus a square sigma x square minus b square sigma y square whole divided by, this will be r is so rest is 2ab sigma x sigma y. For now for z is equal to x minus y, a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 1. Let us put this 2. Equation 2 becomes r will be equal to, this will be sigma x minus y square, a square, 1 square is 1, so this is sigma x square, minus 1 square is 1, so this is sigma by variance with respect to y whole divided by 2ab. b is negative, so this is minus 2 sigma x sigma y. Multiply this minus in the numerator, so this will be, these two term will be plus sigma x square sigma y square minus sigma x minus y whole, this is variance of x minus y whole divided by 2 sigma x sigma y. So which is proof? You can see here, this is the proof, which is required proof. This is third question. Now come to the fourth question. Fourth question is this one. We have two independent variable x and y. For two independent variable x and y, density functions are defined. This is density function with respect to x, and this is density function with respect to y. We have to prove that correlation between u and b is b minus a divided by b plus a, where u is x plus y and b is x minus y. Prove. Since clearly from this range of x and y, since x, y are continuous random variable, x and y are continuous random variables, it means one of the conditions of density function will be true. Minus infinity to infinity, f of x dx will be 1, and integration from minus infinity to infinity, f of y dy will be also equal to 1. This is one of the condition of a density function. This further implies, because of this given range of density function, minus infinity to infinity integration will reduce to only 0 to r. Rest of all the integral will be 0, because density function is 0 except this range. So f of x in this case is 4ax with respect to x is equal to 1. This further implies 4a is constant, integration from 0 to r x dx is equal to 1. This further implies 4a x square integration is x square upon 2 0 to r is equal to 1. So lower limit is 0 and upper limit is r square. So this will be 2a r square is equal to 1. So from here a will be 1 upon 2r square. Let us put this to be number 1. Similarly, you can see here this question will become now 0 to s, and this is 4b by with respect to by is equal to 1. This question, this integration and this integration, these are exactly same. Here integration with respect to x, here integration with respect to y. So in place of x we have y, and in place of a there is b, and in place of r there is a s. So which one simplification will come out to be? From here we will get value of b, because in place of a is b and in place of r we have s. This is 2 upon s square. Right, let us, this is question number 2. Therefore density function f of x, this is, substitute the value of a here. If you substitute the value of a here, so this will be 2x upon r square, provided x lies between 0 and r and 0, otherwise since of equation 1. And density function with respect to y, substitute the value of b from here in this question. So this will be 2y upon s square and 0, provided y lies between 0 and s and 0 otherwise. Let us suppose this to be third question and this to be fourth question, and this result is because of question 2. So these are the density function after substituting the value of a and b. So this is density function with respect to x, and this is density function with respect to y, as given x by r independent variables. This implies if x and y are independent, as we know, covariance between x and y will be 0. Covariance 0. This implies correlation between x and y will be 0, because r between x and y, it directly depend on covariance. This is sigma x, this is sigma y. If covariance is 0, then correlation coefficient between x and y will be 0. Now covariance between u and b, this will be covariance between, substitute the value of u and v. U is x plus y and v is x minus y. This can be simplified as this. This is covariance between xx. Next will be xx minus by xy, minus covariance between x, because minus is here, xy. Next will be covariance between yx. Next will be covariance between y, minus covariance between y and y. As we know, this covariance, because of this question, because of 5 covariance, this is 0, this is also 0, because covariance is as we know this result, covariance between x and y, this is sigma x by standard deviation with respect to x by, if x and y are same, so this will be only variance standard deviation with respect to x. So this will come out to be, now this is square now xx, so this is actually now variance with respect to x. This is 0, this is 0. Next is this one, variance with respect to y, because covariance is defined for two variables. If variables are same, then this will become a variance. So this is variance with respect to x, this is variance with respect to y. This variance is covariance is now defined as variance with respect to y. And this is question number 6, since of 5. Also variance of u, this is variance of x plus y, which is further equal to, this can be written as variance of x plus variance of y minus, sorry, plus 2 time covariance of x and y. As we know this from previous lectures, variance of x plus y is variance of x plus variance of y plus 2 time covariance between x and y. Variance of x plus y, this can be written as variance of, this can be written as sigma square u. This is variance of, with respect to u. Variance of x means this is sigma x square. Variance of y, this is sigma y square. And covariance, because x and y are independent, so because of question 5, this is 0. This is 0 since of question 5, because covariance is 0, this term will be 0, so we are left with this one. This is number 7. This is variance of u. Now come to further variance of b. This will be variance of x minus y, which can be written as variance of x plus variance of y minus 2 time covariance between x and y. Again, this covariance between x and y is 0 because x and y are independent. This can be written as variance of x, this is variance of y, and this is question number 8. This is variance of with respect to b, variance of b. This is question number 8. Also e of x, e of x is integration from minus infinity to infinity x f of x d of x. Since x is continuous random variable, so because of definition of density function for x, this will reduce to only 0 to r x and f of x dx. So because of equation 3, this will be 0 to r f of x, this is x, f of x is 2x upon r square with respect to x, since of question 3 density function with respect to x. Now 2 upon r square is constant, this is x square, 0 to r x square with respect to x, this is 2 upon r square, x square integration is x cube upon 3, 0 to r, lower limit is 0, upper limit is r cube, so this will be 2 upon 3 r square, this is r cube, so this is 2 upon 3 into r square. Sorry, this will be only r square cancel, this is only 2r upon 3 also. And e of x square, e of x square will be defined like this, minus infinity to infinity x square f of x dx, and this because of since of density function 3, this will reduce to 0 to r x square, and this is 2x upon r square with respect to x. Now 2 upon r square is constant, so this is x cube integration 0 to r with respect to x, this is 2 upon r square x 4 upon 4, 0 to r, this is 2 upon 4 r square, and this is r power 4, so this will be, this is r square upon 2, this is e of x square. Therefore variance of x will be e of x square minus e of x whole square. E of x square, e of x square is r square upon 2, this is r square upon 2, and e of x, this is 2r upon 3 whole square, r square is common, r square is common, so this is 1 by 2 and this is 4 upon 9, and which on simplification will come out to be r square divided by 18. That is variance of x means sigma x square, sigma x square is r square upon 18. Now since of equation, since of 1, because equation 1 is 1 upon 2 r square, from here r square value will be 1 upon 2a, r square is 1 upon 2a, so this is 1 upon 36 into a because of this equation, so this is sigma x square. Similarly e of y, e of y will be defined exactly this, this is minus infinity to infinity by f of y dy. The difference is only in place of r we will get a s. So this is 2r upon, this will be 2r, sorry 2s upon 3. Also e of y square, this will be minus infinity to infinity y square f of y dy. So here is r square upon 2 and here we will get s square upon 2, s square upon 2. Therefore variance with respect to y, this will be e of y square minus e of y whole square. E of y square, just evaluate it. E of y square is s square upon 2. This is s square divided by 2, and e of y is 2s upon 3. This is 2s upon 3 whole square. S square is common, so next is 1 by 2 minus 4 upon 9. So this will be s square upon 18. That is variance of y means sigma y square. This is s square upon 18. Now since of equation 2 b is given to be 1 upon 2 s square, so s square from here will be 2 upon b. So s square is 2 upon b means this will be 1 upon 36 into b. Thus finally correlation coefficient between u and b, this will be covariance between u and b into standard deviation with respect to u into standard deviation with respect to b. Covariance between u and b, we have evaluated it somewhere. Covariance between u and b. Covariance between u and b is sigma x square minus sigma y square, because of equation 6. This is sigma x square minus sigma y square since of equation 6 whole divided by sigma u standard deviation with respect to u. We have evaluated variance with respect to u is this one, so standard deviation will be square root of this one, equation 7. This will be square root of sigma x square plus sigma y square since of equation 7 into variance with respect to b. Variance with respect to b. Variance with respect to, you can see here variance with respect to b sigma x square sigma y square, because of equation 8. So standard deviation of b will be square root of this one, sigma x square sigma y square. This will be square root of sigma x square plus sigma y square since of equation 8. So because of equation 6, 7, 8, I have substituted the value of covariance between u and b, standard deviation with respect to b, standard deviation with respect to v. So now simplifying it, sigma x square sigma y square, which on simplification will give us sigma x square plus sigma y square. Now substituting the value of sigma x square, we know the value of sigma x square. Sigma x square from this equation, let us put this to be equation number 9. Sigma x square is 1 upon 36 upon a. This is 1 upon 36 upon a. Sigma y square is this one. Let us put this to be equation number 10 since of 9 and 10. Sigma y square is 1 upon 36 into b whole divided by, this is 1 upon 36 upon a plus 1 upon 36 into b. Now simplifying it, 1 upon 36 cancel from both sides, so this will be 1 upon a minus 1 upon b divided by 1 upon a plus 1 upon b, and which on simplification will give b minus a upon b plus a. That is correlation coefficient of u and b. This is b minus a upon B plus A, which is required proof, which is required proof. So this is what we want to prove. Correlation between U and B is B minus A upon B plus A. So first of all, we have simplified these density function. This is density function with respect to x, and this is with respect to y, because this is one of the condition. In both case, x and y are continuous random variable. So one of this condition will be true in both case, and in this way we are getting value of A and B. Substitute the value of A and B. The revised density functions are these now. These are now independent of constant A and B. X and y are independent, so covariance will be 0. Covariance 0, then R will be 0. Covariance between U and V is this one. These are 0 because of equation 5. So we are getting this one. Variance of U is this one because covariance is again 0. Next is variance with respect to V is this one because covariance between x and y is 0. Now you can see here covariance between U and V. This is in term of variance of x, variance of y. Variance of U is also in term of variance of x, variance of y. Variance of B is also in term of variance of x, variance of y. So all of these three covariance, standard deviation with respect to U, with respect to B, all are in term of variance of x and variance of y. So as we know, E of x square, because x is a continuous random variable, E of x will be this one, E of x square is this one. So in this case variance of x is, because we need variance of x, variance of x square is this one. Similarly variance of y is this one. Now substituting all of these values here because of 6, 7, 8, and this is because of question number 9 and 10. In this way we are getting R is correlation coefficient of U and B is B minus A upon B plus A. So this is all about some problems on correlation coefficient. Thank you.